In this second movie of working with brushes, I am taking a little more advanced approach here so we can see how to start integrating some of these features together. So you didn't have to painfully watch me draw this rather basic caterpillar. I simply used the Add Point tool. I created some angled items and then rounded it out. Then I grabbed the Freehand tool and drew these joining paths that kind of connect the segments together. So it's basically just one outline, and then I've got these other lines where I connected these segments together. The reason I bring that up is it's going to change how we apply brushes to this shape right here. Now, most caterpillars that I've come across are fuzzy, so we're going to want a fuzzy look to that. And let's just change this up right now. I have my Shape Select tool right here, and I'm going to click just on one of these segments, and you'll notice what happens with the checkerboard. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Is that it selects the first shape I have drawn. It doesn't select these other lines that I've put in here to create the segmentation. Now, if you want to select something like that where you've created a shape and these points have been welded together, you can go ahead and then shift click with the shape tool these items and select them as well. For this demonstration, I won't do that. I'm going to click off of everything, click the segment again. This will allow me to color the inside, color the exterior perimeter, but do nothing with the segment drawing that I have right there. So let's change the shape to, I don't know, something maybe a little more green for the fill. And for the stroke, let's make this a dark green if we can. I'm just looking over here in the style palette, make sure it's darker than the fill color, and choose OK. With that done, and the fact that the shape is selected now, very important, we can come over to where it says No Brush, click on the brush notation right there, and take a look at what we've got to play with. If this is supposed to be kind of fuzzy, let's grab something that is kind of fuzzy, maybe like this. And I'm not seeing it really update right here. So let me choose Cancel. Let me make sure that we've got a healthy margin right here of like 15 for our width. And hit Return. Now let's go ahead and pop back into Brush again. And again, these brush strokes need to be fairly substantial for you to see this artwork show up. So I'm going to try just something really obviously there. Yep, we've got flowers. Perfect. Let's change back to something that's a little more fuzzy. This looks like an explosion of fuzz right here. That may be too much. I want something more like this that's a little more understated, not quite as obvious. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to turn on Align with Stroke. And you'll notice the jitter angle here is set up to 360 degrees. It means this piece of artwork is being rotated anywhere between 0 and 360 degrees to give a very unpredictable, unpattern-like look to this. If we want to check any of the others, just because maybe we want them a little more heavy, that looks like a brush was drug along it. Half the fun is just playing. You know what? I like this one better. Let's do that, and we've got that level of fuzz right there. I'll choose OK. I can come back in with my Shape Select tool, and I'm going to Shift click, hold the Shift key down while I click on these segmentations here. And I could apply the exact same brushstroke to it, and I may do that. But the first thing I want to do is actually change the width of these to like 10. And I would like to change the color of these to something more like yellow. And choose OK. Let me come back and choose like 6 there again. There, that's thicker. Let me put it up to 10. It didn't enter that one because I didn't let it enter before I jumped over to the color. That was my fault. Now when we go to No Brush, let me come over to here, and I'll take a look at the same pattern I was using on the other one. When I click that, now we can see that fill in. That may be a little light. If I want it a little bit heavier, we can play with some of these other items right here. I'll choose OK. I'll click off this, but look what we've got going on here right now. The interior of the caterpillar shape is very monochromatic. It's one color, it's obvious. That may be a stylistic choice that you want. We can change that and make it look more natural using some of the other features we'll look at in some upcoming movies. But we have got a very organic looking, very hand-drawn looking type of creature with really basic, simple strokes. This is why I really like the brush feature in anime, because you can create such a wide variety of looks so easily with just a few button clicks.